Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 12, 1881. There's something almost monotonous about a silver rush. Just about the time one wave of lucky prospectors begins to calm down, a new strike is made. And Tombstone is bursting at the seams again with new plutocrats making the most of it, and thugs and sharpies doing their best to separate them from their money. Nothing for Doc Cunningham to do here.
Oh, just the coroner. It's getting too common to even make news for you anymore, isn't it?
You still think it's one gang? Real pretty woman. And a real lady.
I'm not so sure. About it being one gang, I mean. Whether it's one or a dozen, they always seem to know which miner has money in his belt, which stage it's worth holding up, how exactly I'm going to ship the bullion, and they know when I'm not going to be here.
Tombstone Territory. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Clay Hollister.
Jack.
Month of sunny since I laid eyes on you.
Sure is. This is Harris Clyburn, head of the Epitaph. Voodoo Jack Oliver.
Lucky Jack Oliver. Don't want to mention figures, gents, but just twixt you and me and the lamppost. $40,000 in cold, hard cash.
I hope you haven't got it on you.
Not so's it'll fall out of my pockets. I've been carrying it around in my money belt. But nobody knows I've struck it rich, so I'm changing my style, gents. Get the idea?
I hope not.
Don't it say diamonds? I'm keeping my money on me.
Look, Jack, don't ask for it.
This sheriffing's made you suspicious. After supper tonight, gents, I'm asking all my friends to meet me at Sam's. Watch me pick out my diamonds.
Your friends, huh? Well, I guess we better be there.
Free champagne. Well, see you tonight.
Well, Lucky Jack, how do you like that one?
Huh?
Only $1,800.
$1,800.
Well, they're all here.
Keep them coming, Sam. I'll take that one. How much?
$4,200.
$4,200. And somebody fill up this mug of mine. Oh, boy.
How do you like that one? $1,800.
$1,800. Pay the man.
Hey, Jack, here's the cream and the bearcat of the lot. Just got it out of the safe. And only $10,000.
$10,000? You must think I'm drunk. That's black. You gents ever hear of a black diamond? No. Lady, is this real?
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
She must know, huh? Well, wait a minute, missus. Too bad she wouldn't stay for a little drink of champagne. Well, if the lady says so, pay the man. Yes, sir. Now, everybody to the Tivoli Saloon.
Yeah, let's go.
If I can get down out of here without...
Come on.
You better leave these in Sam's safe.
A man can spend $20,000 in one night, and Clay Hollister thinks he ain't got sense enough to take care of his own diamonds.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, they say there's a Providence that looks out for fools and drunks.
Yeah. Well, just in case Providence is sitting down on the job, I'll have my deputies watch him, too. Lucky Jack Oliver, 4th stab victim in week. Well, I guess I need some new deputies.
Lucky Jack, huh? Looks like striking it rich was the unluckiest thing that ever happened to it.
A knife again.
Lots of knives in Tombstone.
Yeah.
See you later, Clay.
I'd like to take a look at your figures, if I may.
Oh, if you will, please. I've grown to depend on you.
Oh, here it is. A small mistaken addition.
Well, I try. And thank you for advising me about the Tough Nut mine shares.
An excellent investment. I'm sure it's unnecessary to say that the information about their bullion production is quite confidential.
Oh, Mr. Starr, of course.
It's just that there's so many things going on around here.
I know. I read about that poor Oliver man being stabbed and robbed of his diamonds.
I wish I knew who took them.
Well, I wish I could tell you. Thank you. Do you have them with you? Bring them to my home.
On her way out to her home, Mrs. Curtice was followed by one of Tombstone's undesirables, who in turn was followed by Sheriff Clay Hollister.
Give them to me.
Yeah, sure. This is a real good haul.
Going into business for yourself, Eric? Where's the black diamond?
I was looking at it. I just forgot to put it back.
I always figured you were holding out. Now get out of here before I kill you.
Look, Mrs. Curtis. When it comes to killing, you're talking to a man who knows how.
Don't do it, Eric.
You just had me killed now, so I have to kill you.
You can have him. You can have anything.
Now drop it or I'll break your arm.
I thought he'd kill you.
You
better tell me what happened, Mrs. Curtiz.
My husband gave me the gun before he died. I never thought I'd use it.
Go on, tell me what happened.
Well, he picked up my purse for me in town. And then he must have followed me out here. He broke in and then he tried to... Oh, Clay! Clay, I killed a man. I killed him. How could it happen?
All right. I'll get him to the undertaker. I'll be back later.
Thank you, Clay.
This keeps up, we'll have more people in Boot Hill than we got in town. Blue-white diamonds, horseshoe setting. Well, according to Sam's list, that black diamond pendant is the only one still missing.
Erickson could have dropped it when he murdered Oliver, or he could have hid it somewhere.
Yep.
Must have been a frightening experience for Mrs. Curtiz.
Yeah, but I'm still wondering.
Wondering?
About those diamonds, about that gentlewomanly little derringer, and about why it was used.
Mrs. Curtiz? Lucky Oliver was right. This sheriffing has made you suspicious.
Could be.
What are you going to do?
Get to know a gentlewoman a little bit better.
You know, I sure miss Erickson. But there's some satisfaction splitting 3 ways instead of 4.
I still don't like one of an outfit killing another. Makes me uneasy. There's another thing I don't like.
Look, Clay Hollister hanging around me is the best thing that's happened since Mr. Starr took a fatherly interest.
When we take the tough nut mine Star told you about, there's going to be a lot of silver bullion wanting to be moved.
And I'll take my usual shopping trip to Tucson. Now, you boys better go, huh? Clay, come in.
Thank you. Oh, you look beautiful, Sarah.
Well, thank you.
You feel like answering a few questions now?
I guess so. Well, as I said, I just returned home from Tombstone and...
No, I mean about the diamonds.
Do you have to have all the details?
Some people have been killed because of those diamonds.
Well, Clay, he offered me some of them. And then he attacked me with the knife.
I'm glad you told me.
So am I. Because I couldn't keep anything from you now. I never want to. Clay.
The morning of September 15, 1881, the environs of Tombstone were rocked by an explosion at the office of the Tough Nut Mine. The loss was both human and monetary.
Just how many people knew that the bullion was stored here for shipment?
Some of our regular investors.
All of them men?
No, the principal of our local school, the widow of Reverend Caleb Smith, are among the ladies.
Well, could I see the list, please?
I'll have to go back to the bank. But they're all solid, respectable people. I'll vouch for them. Here's a list of our investors, and I still vouch for them.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess I better have another talk with Sarah.
Sarah, Mrs. Curtis, is on her way to Tucson. She goes there to buy her clothes.
When did she leave?
Told me she was leaving early this morning. Be gone 2 days. From what I've been hearing around here, I thought you'd be the first one to know.
Well, her name's here, all right. But then so is the school principal and the widow of Reverend Smith and just about every other respectable person in Tombstone.
Tell me, Clay, how you going to arrest him? Wholesale or one at a time?
Very funny. But your suspicious sheriff would still like to know why she shot Erickson before he could be interrogated. Any suggestion?
September 17, 1881. Mrs. Curtis was due back from Tucson, and a troubled Clay Hollister rode out to welcome her and to again study the mysterious gentlewoman.
Clay! What are you doing out here?
I just wanted to see that you got back all right.
Oh, well, come on in the house.
You sure look wonderful.
Well, thank you. Well, come on in.
No, I better not. I've got to get back to Tombstone. Strange things seem to happen when I'm not there.
Personally, I think you're jumping to conclusions. Clay, you told me yourself she has imitation jewelry by the handful.
A rare black diamond just exactly like the one Lucky got killed for?
Maybe. And until you know for sure, at least give her the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'm going to make sure. The top knot's got another shipment of bullion about ready to go out.
What are you doing?
Writing you a headline. I'll give you the details later.
You sure you want me to print this?
Print it.
All right. I'll print it. September 18. I had planted Clay's story, and the epitaph had avid readers.
It's true. Production's been beyond our expectations. We're going to get back some of that money those scoundrels caused us both to lose. But I can't understand the editor printing this story. Every detail is here. And the sheriff made a particular point on keeping this shipment secret.
Clay Hollister?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for relieving my mind about the loss from the holdup.
Oh, anytime, you know.
Thank you.
The night of September 18.
Clay, what's troubling you?
Oh, nothing.
Clay, dear.
Oh, I just don't like to upset you. All right, I'll tell you. Did you see that article in the epitaph about the shipment from the Tough Nut Mine? Well, I planted it.
You planted it? You mean there isn't any shipment of bullion?
Oh, there's going to be a shipment, all right, and a very rich one. But it isn't going out on the stage with my deputies.
I don't understand.
They're taking out a fake load. Anybody who holds up that stage will get empty boxes for his pains. I'm taking the real bullion on the back roads, plain wagon, all by myself.
The morning of September 19, a reception was being planned for the deputies and Sheriff Hollister.
No. I tell you, the deputies will be guarding the real shipment on the stage.
Why would he lie to you?
Because he knows.
How?
You'll have to kill him.
Hollister? Not me. I still got some living to do.
Ned and me'll take care of the deputies. As for Hollister, he's your lookout.
All right, I'll look out for him. I have to.
Good luck. Get up, Rick. Up, Ned.
bullet in this piece of tin will set the dynamite off all right.
All we gotta do is wait for him to get to us now. Come on.
It was the last likely spot for an ambush. Sheriff Clay Hollister hoped he owed Mrs. Curtice an apology.
Sarah.
Oh, Clay. I'm sorry, Clay.
Yes, so am I. Well, I guess you'll live.
I'm not so sure I want to. I don't like jails. Clay, I didn't believe you about the bullion. The boys are at Mule Mountain, waiting to ambush the stage. Dynamite.
Well, thanks for telling me.
I wish I'd told you a lot more sooner.
I'll send a doctor back for you.
Clay, I'm glad I missed.
Until I get right on top of that piece of tin.
And all we gotta do is find the right pieces.
First, you better pick off any deputies the dynamite don't get.
All right, drop the pistol.
Thank you.
There must be thousands of dollars worth of stuff down there, besides these.
Plus what they'll recover from her Tucson go-between. They've already arrested him.
Yuma Prison. She was such a gentlewoman, I can hardly believe it.
It wasn't easy.
For me either. I'd have given a lot not to believe it.
Maybe even one of these.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
of Tombstone, Arizona Territory. Early morning, November 8, 1881. Robert Pickett, accused of a murder in Tombstone, he was to be returned to Tombstone to stand trial in the United States Circuit Court.
You let me out of here. You ain't got no right to hold me in here. You hear me? You let me out of here.
You'll get out when the sheriff from Tombstone picks you up, and not before. Now shut up and lie down.
You ain't got no right to hold me in here. I didn't shoot nobody in Tombstone.
Now, why don't you lay down like the sheriff says? Jail ain't so bad once you get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I ain't ever gonna get used to it. Not never.
Then lay down. On the bench. Closer. We can break clean out of here, kid.
But I didn't kill nobody in Tombstone. He can't hold me for that.
Maybe. But that Tombstone sheriff's gonna pick you up anyway, right or wrong. Now try it my way. Free or dead. There ain't no in between.
All right. You tell me what I gotta do.
It's easy. I ain't a man exactly without friends.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. That same morning, November 8, 1881, I finished a small notice about the capture in Red Rock of one Robert Pickett, accused of killing a storekeeper about a year ago. I put my paper to bed. I went to look in on the sheriff, Clay Hollister, who was riding out to Red Rock.
Hello, Harris. You're up kind of early.
Late. Up kind of late.
Excuse me. Oh, thanks, Jim.
Sometimes I get the same feeling about bedding down my press that you do about saddling your own horse.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Do it yourself, you know it's done right. Particularly for a long ride.
Where you headed, Sheriff?
Business.
I hear you're going to Red Rock. I'm going over to Johnsonville. I thought maybe we'd ride part way together. Two are a lot better than one with the Apaches straying off the reservation the way they are.
Well, sometimes with Apache, it's better to ride alone.
All right, you have it your way. Rumor is you're bringing Bob Pickett back for trial. Sheriff Pickett's a no-good killer. Bringing him back's a waste of time. If it was up to me, I'd let my .45 save the taxpayers some money.
Mr. Dempsey, under the law, a man is innocent until he's proven guilty.
You don't know Bob Pickett. He's a ruthless murderer. He shot my partner down in cold blood.
Everybody knows how you feel about him, Mr. Dempsey, but I think I'll wait for a jury's verdict.
All right. Like I said, you have it your way.
Clay, take Jim with you.
I gotta leave somebody here to mind the store.
He's been talking revenge ever since Pickett killed his partner.
Well, there's no place in the law for revenge.
Nor in a newspaper. Could spoil an editor's whole purpose.
In a lawman, it could spoil his aim.
Remember now, Pickett. When we hit that street, you grab the first horse you see. And whatever way I go, you go the other. Now, you get to Johnsonville first. You wait for me. If I get there first, I'll wait for you. That is, if you want to join up with me.
Yeah, I do.
What are you trying to do, starve us to death? It's about time you gave us some grub, ain't it? We ain't had some supper.
a move. You're going over to that desk and pick up them keys. Now, you got a wife, Sheriff. You ain't going to be much good to her dead. Hold it. Now throw him here. I said throw him. Right there, keep still. Done right, kid, fast. Come on, come on.
Hold it. All right, pitch it here. Real easy. Real easy.
Well, I wasn't shooting at you. I was shooting at them.
How many of them were there?
Well, there's one this morning, but 3 haven't been following me since noon, but I've only seen 2 around here.
Where's your horse?
He's down there.
You better go get him.
That same day, Hugh Dempsey rode the trail to Red Rock and Johnsonville. Dempsey was determined that Pickett would never return to Tombstone.
The rest of the horses.
Well, what about them Apaches?
Just have to take our chances. Might as well eat. You know, it's a little risky traveling around this country without food and water.
Well, I was only going as far as Johnsonville, and them Apaches forced me out of my way.
Well, I got enough for 2.
Thanks a lot. I won't eat much.
Not much of a selection. This isn't the Maison Dorée.
Are you from Tombstone?
Yeah. You ever eat at the Maison Dorée? That lobster from the Gulf?
No, I ain't never been to Tombstone. But I heard about the Maison Dorée. How far do you suppose we are from Johnsonville?
With or without Apaches?
Well, I don't suppose we got much choice about that, have we?
No. Should take you about half a day, depending on how long it takes to get through Apache Pass. Say, I owe you a thanks for this morning.
Oh, that's all right. You think them Indians are still following us?
It's kind of hard to say. What part of the country are you from?
And me? I'm from Oklahoma. Where you headed?
Red Rock? What part of Oklahoma?
Oh, northwest part of the country.
Well, what do they call you in the northwest part of Oklahoma?
Gray, Sonny Gray.
This is your first brush with Apaches, isn't it?
Yep. Well, we don't have any that's wild like this back in Oklahoma.
It's a white man.
I'm sure glad of that.
Yeah. We can use all the eyes we can get going through this country. It's Hugh Dempsey.
Hugh Dempsey?
Yeah, Hugh Dempsey. Do you know him? Put that away, Dempsey.
That's right, Mr. Dempsey. You don't need it.
I don't. You put down that rifle. Now drop your gun belt. Drop it.
What's this all about?
You know who this man is?
Yeah, I just met him. His name's Gray.
This is the man you started out to get. His name is Bob Pickett.
Noon, November 8, 1881. The party headed back to Tombstone. Now Sheriff Hollister knew a great deal more than he had before. He suspected even more than that.
I'm gonna let him know in Tombstone you gave a murderer back his gun.
This is Apache country. You can't let a man go unarmed.
Don't draw that gun, Pickett!
All right, hold it.
Get out of here, Pickett. Save yourself.
All right, now, Sheriff, give me your guns, one at a time.
I guess you know he tried to shoot you in the back.
That's a lie.
He figured it was safe. He'd trick you into going for your gun, then the killing would be self-defense.
That's another lie. I just tried to draw his attention so you could get away.
I want to hear it from you, Sheriff, and I don't want no lies about it.
Charge against you in Tombstone's murder.
I never killed anybody.
Dempsey says you did.
Hogwash.
Just suppose you tell me who he said I killed.
His partner.
Son, I never said any such thing.
As soon as we get back to Tombstone, you can check on it. Dempsey laid the complaint against you. It's a matter of record.
Dempsey killed his partner, Sheriff, and I saw him do it.
Pickett, you just saw me try to save you. Can't you see he's lying? He's trying to split us up, and you're letting him do it.
Now he's going to have to kill us both, Pickett. Because I know, too.
Are you going to believe him or me? Son, I still need you to help me with the store. From now on, we can be full partners.
Like he says, maybe you will be his partner. But you know better than anybody what happens to his partner.
Both of you shut up now. I got to think about this.
Come back to Tombstone and see for yourself.
Pickett, if you go back to Tombstone with Hollister, you're going to hang.
We're going to Johnsonville.
The afternoon of November 8, Sheriff Hollister, Pickett, and Dempsey rode the trail to Johnsonville. All the guns still in the hands of Pickett.
It's Apache Pass. We'd be better off to head north and then cut back to Red Rock.
Now, I gotta get to Johnsonville. I promised somebody. Now, you lead on. What are you stopping for? Go on.
I think you're going to have to decide whether to trust the Indians or me.
And how do you know there's Indians around here?
I don't. But if there are, I'll be more help with a gun.
So will I.
And supposing there ain't no Indians?
And either way, you keep your scalp. You see, I need you back in Tombstone alive, just like you need me to help fight Apaches. If there are any.
No. We going just like before. Get going.
Don't act like you suspect anything, but that body's probably Apache bait. We're too far into the pass to back out now. We better look like we've taken the bait. All right, the fun's over. Give me the guns. Give them to me. Give Dempsey his. Give it to him, but keep an eye on him. Now we're going to gallop in there just like they expect us to. And follow my lead. Let's go. You're under arrest, Dempsey.
It's not going to be that easy, Sheriff.
You better drop that gun. You get a fair trial, but this way, you haven't got a chance.
You haven't got a chance. It's 2 against 1.
That dead man down there is Ralph Dade.
1 against 1.
No. Now, Pickett's with me. Between us, we can gun you. Then we'll both be free.
Mr. Dempsey, did you say I killed your partner?
No, sir, no, of course not. We both know I did it.
There's one way to find out for sure. Come back to Tombstone.
If he moves that gun, you let him have it.
Killing's not that easy, Dempsey. Not for most people. It leaves a heavy mark like it has on you. A lawman hates it most of all. It's part of his job, he does it, but he never forgets it.
Pickett, tell the sheriff you were with me.
I don't think so, Dempsey. If you shoot alone. I'm betting the boy's not a killer. I know you are. I'm putting you under arrest now. Drop that gun or use it. All right, Pickett, let's go.
Jim! Well, what's all the shopping about?
Oh, hello, Harris.
What's up, Clay?
Well, I'm glad you could make it. Take him on back.
That Pickett?
Yeah.
He's not a bad-looking boy.
Well, I better get this over to the funeral parlor.
Who's that?
Dempsey?
Pickett killed him, too?
No, I killed him. He was trying to resist arrest for the murder of his partner.
Dempsey? Never even occurred to me. No wonder he was so anxious to see Pickett dead. Wouldn't it be ironic?
How's that?
They buried Dempsey next to his partner on Boot Hill.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 17, 1881. It's a sheriff's job to give help and assistance to anyone in trouble. There's no extra pay and no overtime, and sometimes the only bonus you get is a bullet hole. But if you're a good sheriff, you work around the clock and you don't count the hours. This was one of those rare mornings when Sheriff Clay Hollister didn't have a thing to do.
Harris? Come on in.
Morning, Clay. What's up?
Oh, well, nothing. I just saw you going by. It's good to see you.
Why?
One of those mornings. Sit down.
Why?
Well, to talk. That's the trouble with people today. They don't have time to sit down and talk. Now, come on, sit down.
You want to make it a dull day for me, too?
No.
Why don't you go talk to your prisoners?
There's only one back there, old Uriah.
Again?
Yeah, he's sleeping it off. All I can get out of him is snores.
Well, you've got your problems. Mine's breakfast. See ya.
Well, what are you gonna have for breakfast?
Oh, the usual. Poached eggs,
Yeah.
toast.
Yeah.
Oh, confound it, Clay. You know what I have for breakfast. Why don't you talk to your wanted posters or your pictures on the wall?
I just straightened that.
When you're cockeyed.
Thanks.
Oh, gosh, Clay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Harris. It's all right. No great damage. Go on to breakfast.
That's not what I'm sorry for.
Oh.
Real bad omen. Real bad.
What is?
Your picture, too.
So?
So it means somebody's going to be killed today, and you're involved in it.
You just make that up?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
You said you didn't have anything to do today, so I just thought that I'd give you something to think about.
Somebody gonna get killed. How do you suppose superstitions like that really do get started?
I don't know. I suppose somebody makes a wild statement like I did, and it comes true. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
Uriah, come on, it's 6:30. Time to be up and out.
Oh, Sheriff.
You sure caused enough trouble last night at the Oriental.
I did?
Yeah. 1 table, 3 chairs, and 15 glasses.
Well, any man's got a right to a little fun.
Fun, huh?
You know what's wrong with this world, Clay? Nobody ain't got no more sense of humor.
Clay Hollister?
Not me.
Mr. Hollister, I want you to put me under arrest. I want you to lock me up and keep me locked up so I can stand trial.
The jail in Tombstone is as good as any in the territory. It is clean, well-built, and comfortable. No one goes there voluntarily. At least they didn't until Chris Anderson rode into town.
I just had to make sure you were Clay Hollister.
Well, why is that so important?
Because I want to get back to Brewster Flats. Alive. And you're the only man in the territory I can trust.
Well, what's in Brewster Flats?
I'm wanted for a robbery. A robbery I didn't do.
Oh, you want to stand trial and clear yourself, huh?
That's right. That's why I need your protection. Without it, they'll kill me.
Who's they?
The men who did the job. Sheriff Binns and his deputy, Tom Hatch. Also, you know the sheriff.
I know of him. He's a hard man, but he's an honest one.
Honest? You're living in the past. He's not so honest anymore. I was driving the gold to Brewster Flats. Binns and Hatch were going to meet me at Twin Forks. That's where I was going to give them the gold. They were going to blame it on bandits, and we were going to split the money 3 ways. Only I knew they were going to kill me anyway. So I hid the gold before I got there.
And you gave him the slip?
Yeah, I had to go off the side of the road to do it.
Where's the gold now?
I know where it is.
Why didn't you just take it back to Brewster Flats?
I needed a bargaining point in case they caught me.
That's quite a yarn.
It's the truth.
Might have a tough time proving it in court.
And they'll believe me. They'll believe me when I show them where the gold is hid.
Where do you figure I fit into this?
Sheriff Binns has a warrant for my arrest. Dead or alive. I want you to protect me from him.
Well, how do I know you're telling the truth?
Why would I come to you with a lie?
If you don't mind, Clay, I'm going over to the saloon.
Uriah, didn't last night teach you anything?
Oh, I ain't going over there to drink. I'm going over there to work off the damage I done. You know, it isn't everybody in this town that draws down a regular paycheck. Hey, Clay, give a look.
Kid, come here.
That's Sheriff Binns, all right.
You know, we've all got our problems.
I thought you said there were two men chasing you.
There were two, Binns and Hatch.
And where's Hatch?
Well, how do I know? Maybe Binns killed him. Look, don't take any chances with Binns. He'll do anything to save his skin.
Well, Hollister, I see you've taken Anderson into custody. That's mighty cooperative of you. What's he done to you, kid? You look sick.
Where's your deputy?
What deputy?
Tom Hatch.
I don't need no deputy to bring in a kid.
I was told that Hatch is with you.
You were told wrong.
What do you say, boy?
I told my story.
I see. I see. The kid must have done a lot of talking. I suppose he told you I planned to kill him.
It was mentioned.
What else he tell you?
Well, why don't you try to guess?
Hollister takes a heap of jumping to keep up with a lying man. I just ain't as agile as I used to be.
If there's any lying, he's doing it.
The jury in Brewster Flats will decide that. Here's the warrant. All sworn, signed, and legal.
And it means a bullet in my back and him claiming I tried to escape. Oh, he's got it all figured. He wants the gold.
You sure got a heap of imagination, kid. I'm taking him back. Is that clear, Hollister?
Yeah, you're within your legal rights.
He's lying, I tell you.
So you say.
Would I want to go back to Brewster Flats if I was lying?
I'd throw away 30 years of my life for a few bags of gold.
Look, I'm not going back with him.
You just take it easy, boy. Let's hear your side of the story.
Oh, this beats all. 30 years as sheriff, and now I'm mistrusted by a member of my own team. I don't know what the star means to you, but to me it means scars, lots of scars. It's a tough job and a thankless one. It don't sit right to be challenged by a lying kid. When we learned the gold was overdue, Tom and me investigated. Caught the kid trying to hide the gold.
He's lying!
It was any proposition me to share the gold with him. It ain't often a man's faced with such an enormous temptation. I admit I gave it some thought. That's when he gave us the slip. Enough talk. He's going back, and that's final.
I guess murder's legal when you're wearing a badge. I counted on you, Hollister.
They're all the same. You catch them, they turn to jelly. The worst killer I ever knew cried for his mother when they hung him. You learn a lot in 30 years.
Who's prisoner?
He's a robbery suspect from Brewster Flats.
Oh, that gold robbery. I heard about it.
Is the kid guilty? Well, he says not. They always do. He accuses Sheriff Binns.
Well, now that's a novel idea. You know, it never occurred to me to accuse you of any of our robberies.
Look, Harris, what do you know about Binns?
Oh, good sheriff, if you like him tough.
Yeah, but has he ever been in any trouble?
Not to my knowledge. Why all the questions?
Well, I heard two stories. Both of them are possible. I didn't want to turn the boy over to Binns. Well, when a sheriff and his deputy come to pick up their prisoner, I'd say that you'd have to believe them instead of the prisoner. Did you say deputy? Yeah, I reckon that's who it was. Big fella rode in with Binns, stayed over at the Crystal Palace while Binns came looking for you.
How do you happen to know all this?
I'm a reporter.
Look, Harris, are you absolutely sure about the second man?
Sure, I'm sure. You don't trust anybody today, do you? Hey, what's up?
Just what I'm going to find out.
All right, Tom, it's me.
You sure took long enough.
Took a while to talk Hollister out of his prisoner.
Hurry, kid.
Take it easy, Tom. It's Hollister. I'll handle it. Well, Hollister, I didn't expect to see you so soon again.
That's your deputy?
I guess I lied a little. Nothing serious. Just a matter of pride, good sense. If I got around how much I need him, I'd be through as sheriff. Get the point?
Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Say, Binns, I think I'll ride along with you to Brewster Flats.
Well, now, that's very generous of you, but I think we can handle the kid ourselves.
Well, 50 miles is a pretty long way. Wouldn't want anybody to get hurt.
You sure take your job serious, don't you?
You got any objections to my company?
No, not at all. I have nothing to hide. 2 lawmen or 3. As long as we bring a prisoner into Brewster Flats.
I'm glad you see it that way.
Mount up, Tom. Guard Anderson. We've got a long, hard ride ahead of us.
All right, stop grinning and start moving.
An old man give you some advice.
I'll listen.
Just remember, whatever happens, you've brought it on yourself.
I always do, Binns. It's the curse of my life.
Noon, September 17, 1881. The first fresh stream. The 4 men had gone about 15 miles, and the sun had not helped to cool hot tempers.
Hollister from here.
It wouldn't serve any purpose.
Could drop him with 1 shot easy.
Such optimism could be fatal.
Why don't you talk English?
He'd kill you before your gun was half out of your holster.
You want to bet I ain't faster than he is?
You'll never live to a ripe old age, that's for certain.
We can't take him to Brewster Flats.
I've been giving the matter some thought. There's several ways to handle a man like Hollister. When I need your gun, I'll tell you.
Well, don't wait too long. What do you suppose they're up to?
Let them talk. We've got the horses.
You gotta face the facts, Hollister. You're gonna have to kill them sooner or later.
You're beginning to sound as bloodthirsty as Hatch.
But they'll kill you. As long as you're alive, I've got a chance. Without you,
Well, I'll try to stay alive just for you.
There's something else. Tonight, when we make camp, they can take turns sleeping. You can't take that chance. What kind of shape do you think you're going to be in after 2 days of that?
What do you think I ought to do? Just walk over there and blast them?
You could claim self-defense. I testify as a witness.
I'll get you some water.
I'll keep an eye on the kid. Tom, just keep on walking.
Why do you keep him around?
He saved my life once.
You don't look that sentimental to me.
Or honest either, huh? Let me tell you something. All my life I've been like you. Honest, brave, and broke. Now I'm coming to the end of the line. What have I got to show for it? Nothing. I know why you followed us here, Hollister. We're two of a kind. It isn't just because of the badge, either. It's an awful lot of gold that kid's got buried away. Enough for 4 men.
Big of you to include the boy.
Greed doesn't get you anything but an early grave. We split the gold. The kid takes off for Mexico. You go back to Tombstone. Tom and I continue to keep the peace at Brewster Flats.
That's simple, huh?
The kid escaped, that's all I'll say. My reputation will carry me through. Well?
You make it sound real tempting.
What good is a halo if you wear it so tight it gives you a headache? I've had a headache all my life. It ain't worth it. You gotta admit it makes better sense than us killing each other. Now, do you want 5 minutes to wrestle with your conscience, or is it a deal?
Let's go talk to the boy.
Tell him. He'll believe it coming from you.
We want the gold, boy. 4-way split. On my word on it, you can take off for Mexico.
Your word, a lot that means now.
Who's here to be giving orders?
It's all right, Tom. I know what I'm doing.
All right, we'll try it your way.
Then we're all agreed?
As long as we're suddenly partners, how about untying my hands?
First, you'll take us to the gold.
Oh, I see. Nothing like trust among friends, huh?
What's the matter, Hollister? Your halo's still pinching?
How much farther?
2 minutes.
Gold better be there.
Find the gold right under there.
Suppose after we dig up the gold, they make a run for it.
Now, Tom, you saw the trail. We can kill them before they got 100 yards.
Give me your hands. There's a gun in my saddle blanket. Be ready to use it when I tell you to.
I underestimated you.
I'm just full of surprises.
Go get your shovels. What's the biggest sum of money you ever had in your fist at one time?
My own or somebody else's?
I once had $10,000 in my hand.
Yeah?
Caught 2 bank robbers and recovered the loot. When I returned it to the bank, they gave me a smile and thank you.
found anything yet.
Keep digging. You gotta expect to do some work for a fortune. Yes, sir. That $10,000 is the prettiest sight I ever saw.
Hey, I think I hit something.
I guess this is it, Tom.
All right, hold it, both of you. Get their guns.
Good work, boy.
I guess your halo doesn't pinch as much as I thought.
Okay, now drop your gun, Bell Hollister. Come on, drop it, quick!
Sure hate to be shot with my own gun.
Well, you know, you sure disappointed me, Hollister. I thought you were going to kill Benz and Tom for me. It's the only reason I came to you. Now I got to do it myself.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll keep my guns.
Well, in that case, you'll be the first one to go.
That's right. It's empty. You see, boy, I wasn't quite sure whose team you were on. Anybody else got any wild ideas?
I didn't think I could trust you.
Well, I'll let you carry the gold back. That way you'll have something to think about on the way to your jail.
Hello, Harris. How things been around town?
Well, crime took a holiday while you were away.
We should do the same thing while I'm here, too.
Here you had yourself quite a time. Ellen got the report by wire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to have quite a trial over there at Brewster Flats. Wonder how many more lies that boy can think up to tell.
How much gold was involved?
About 10 bags of dust. $10,000, roughly.
Well, no wonder Ben succumbed to temptation. Now there's an interesting thought.
What's that?
What would you or I do when faced with such a big temptation? Would we even consider it?
Well, it might depend on how many ways we had to split it.
I've seen temptation, and I say don't do it. Working in that saloon over there. Billions of bottles all over the place. Lovely bottles. All sizes and all shapes. It ain't right to expose any man to temptation.
All right, Jeriah, come on.
Don't bother, Mr. Hollister. I can find my own way.
There's your answer, Harris. Big temptation comes along, you run. And lock the door behind you.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
June 23, 1884. A train was passing close to Tombstone, Arizona Territory, carrying a party of roistering political conventioneers headed for Chicago. But two of the men on the train were not going to Chicago.
Here we are, to the next president of the United States, Grover Cleveland! Now, wait a minute. You boys don't look happy. Why ain't you happy going to Chicago to nominate that great American Grover Cleveland? Say, you ain't blaming, are you? Why, we'd throw blaming right off of this train.
Now, look here, I don't want any trouble. I'm Bledsoe, deputy marshal from San Antonio. And this here's Sam Carver. Murdered an express agent in the holdup, then broke jail by killing an unarmed guard. I ran him down in Prescott. And now we're heading back. And neither of us is in the mood for any hijinks.
Well, maybe you don't feel like hijinks, Marshal, but the condemned man looks like he needs a little cheering up. How about a drink, Carver?
He's not drinking.
What's the harm in the poor devil having a bracer? Huh, boys?
All right. If I let him have one drink, will you boys leave us alone?
Why, sure, Marshal. Just one little drink. A toast to Grover Cleveland.
Stand in your tracks. First man that moves, I'll kill him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. June 24, 1884.
Morning, Clay. Bringing your diary up to date?
No, accounts, bookwork, reports. People have the idea that being a sheriff is 1/10 chasing after criminals and 9/10 sleeping in the sun.
Ah, don't get yourself all riled up so early in the morning. It's bad for your liver. And I hear you've got somebody to chase.
Yeah, Sam Carver. He was being taken in for murder when he jumped a train last night north of here.
Sam Carver. Wasn't he mixed up in that cattle rustling and butchering ring here about 3 years ago?
That's right. I couldn't prove anything definite on him, but feeling was running so high in town that I had to move him out of Tombstone for his own protection. Say, I think I'll go out and talk to his sister, Amy Hendricks.
She and Roy are mighty good people, Clay. Hard workers, devoted to that youngster of theirs. And it's a wonder what they've done to the old Walker place since they took it over. Now why ride out there and get Amy all upset about her brother? She'll get the news soon enough.
We'll see.
What do you mean?
Well, Carver's on foot without money and supplies. He just might head for the place where he's sure getting help. If he suddenly showed up there, Roy and Amy might get involved. I want to make sure they don't.
Roy and Amy Hendricks aren't the kind to aid and abet a murderer, even if he is a relative.
Well, maybe not, but the report said Carver was armed. He may not have a choice. Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Mr. Hollister.
It's a fat, sassy coon you got there.
His name's Bandit. See the mask over his eyes?
Yeah. Say, your folks home?
Well, Pop ain't, but my mom is.
Bruce, it's almost lunchtime. Well, hello, Clay. What brings you out to see us?
Well,
You better go wash up, Bruce.
Yeah, sure. See you later, Mr. Hollister.
Yes, Clay.
Boy tells me your husband isn't home, Mrs. Hendricks. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk to both of you. When was the last time you heard from Sam?
About 8 months ago, he wrote us from San Antonio. He needed money. He's not in trouble, is he?
I'm afraid so.
What happened?
He killed 2 men and badly injured another one.
Oh, no, there must be some mistake. Well, Sam's always been rough and wild. And he's been weak, but... Well, Sam wouldn't kill.
I'm sorry, ma'am. There is no mistake.
You haven't changed a bit, have you, Clay? You always were ready to condemn him without proof. Why did you come out here, Sheriff, just to gloat?
No, ma'am. I came out here to prepare you and to warn you.
Of what?
Well, there's a chance that Sam may come to you for help. If you give it to him, it's a criminal offense and subject to prosecution.
Sam wouldn't come near us or Tombstone.
I hope not, because if he does, I expect you to let me know.
You expect? You expect? Even if he were to come here, what right have you to expect me to betray him?
My right as the representative of the people that gave me this badge, your neighbors, friends. Would you betray them?
Go away, please.
Times I'm not overly fond of my job. This happens to be one of them.
Sheriff? I suppose you were just doing your duty. I'm sorry.
All I'm asking is for you and Roy to be careful.
You will have it then that blood's thicker than water, won't you?
Isn't it?
Well, the majesty of the law seems a little crestfallen.
Harris, there ought to be a special course in how to deal with women.
Kitten have claws?
Oh, no, not that, but I did get her upset. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is all for nothing.
One thing I've learned in a checkered career, Clay, the view's terrible looking backward. If you made a botch of things, forget it.
Thanks.
And as for women, you could study them for the rest of your life and wind up an ignoramus on the subject. As Alexander Pope said, woman's at best, a contradiction still.
Mr. Clyburn, you're a great comfort to me.
Not me. Alexander Pope.
When the sheriff said...
Sheriff? Sheriff said what? When?
Well, yesterday. They're looking for you, Sam. They say you killed 2 men.
Amy, it wasn't like that. You gotta believe me. I killed the first man in self-defense. I was innocent, but they were gonna hang me anyway.
And the second man?
I tried to get away. The guard tried to gun me down like a dog. It was either him or me.
Oh, Sam, I knew you couldn't kill anybody.
We haven't got any time for any tears. I'm hurt, Amy. I need help bad.
Oh, your leg. What have you done to it?
The iron cut it when I jumped off the train. I hobbled for miles. The leg swole up. Then an old Mexican in a wagon picked me up. He saw the irons, but he didn't care none. Not when I gave him my watch.
How long have you been up here? Why didn't you call me sooner?
I came in last night. I didn't dare rouse anybody. I don't know who's all living here on the place with you and Roy. Maybe a hired hand or two, nervous with a shotgun. Where is Roy?
He's away, but he'll be back soon, maybe even tonight. There's nobody here but Bruce and me.
Just as well. I was figuring on trouble with Roy anyway. He's always been too righteous for me.
Sam, you know you and Roy never got along, but he wouldn't deny you help, not with your hurt like this. He loves me. Why, he'd do it even if just for my sake.
I can't wait for Roy. I've got to get these irons off. Have you got a fence wire cutter on the place?
No, I don't think so. Our land's not fenced.
Then you'll have to go to Tombstone and buy one. The heaviest one you can get. All I want for now is to sever through this chain so I can straddle a horse. Well, what are you waiting for? With any luck at all, I can be clear into Mexico by tonight.
All right, Sam. I better take Bruce with me, though. We don't want him to learn you're up here. Young boys sometimes can't keep secrets.
Do as you like. Bring me some grub before you go.
All right.
And Amy.
Yes?
Watch your tongue.
Well, yes, Sam.
Well, now here's the muslin and the thread. There's the beans and the bacon. Now, was there anything else, Miss Hendricks?
No, I think that'll be all.
Huh?
Oh, Roy asked me to get him a pair of wire fence cutters, the heavy kind.
Oh, you build a fence, huh? I've just got the ticket for Roy.
Hello, Bruce.
Hello, Mr. Editor.
Well, good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
How's Roy?
Oh, he's fine, thank you.
Well, now, these should get the job done. Well, good morning, Miss Editor, and what can I do for you?
There's no hurry, Esau. You go right ahead. Something sort of personal.
Oh, I'll be with you in a jiffy. That'll be $5. Now, I better carry it. Because they're kind of heavy.
Understand what this means. If Sam's in trouble with the law, innocent or not,
We don't dare get mixed up in it.
But he's so sick. And they had chains on his legs. I went into town to get a cutter to get him off, but by the time I got back, he was burning up with fever. He was too sick to get away like he wanted to.
All right. But sick or not, we've got to find some way to get him out of here.
Roy, don't antagonize him. He has a gun.
Let's see that leg. Looks like blood poisoning to me. Reckon we better get you a doctor and fast, or you're a dead man.
Not Doc Cunningham in Tombstone. He knows me. He turned me into Hollister.
But for Amy, I'd turn you in myself. She thinks this wasn't any fault of yours.
It wasn't. Might have known the help I'd get out of you, Hendricks. Suit you to see me dead.
Suit me more if you were a long ways away from here.
Roy, I got the chain cut. And I'd been gone before now. But the sickness come over. I'm as weak as a kitten.
There's a halfway kind of doctor living over at Pima Tanks. Drunk most of the time. Does his doctoring on cattle and horses when he's middling sober, but I guess he's better than nobody.
What makes you think he won't blab?
Money? He's done his share of patching up the law's bullets. I'll pay it, Sam, just so I can get shut of you as fast as I can.
How long to get him?
I'm bone tired. Gotta get a little sleep. I'll leave at daybreak with the buckboard and be back here around noon, maybe. Remember, I'm doing this for Amy. If I had my way, I'd run you off as you are or turn you over to the sheriff.
Thanks. I'll remember.
Hello, Harris. Morning. I was passing the telegraph office, and this just came through for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a follow-up on the Carver case. Bledsoe, the deputy marshal, had a concussion, but he'll be all right.
Oh, well, now I don't have to open it.
What do you mean?
Oh, you told me what it said.
Well, I naturally glanced at it as I brought it over. My newspaper instinct.
Naturally. Hey, this description of Carver's interesting.
Description? You know what he looks like.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was wearing leg irons when he jumped off the train.
Leg irons?
Yeah. First information said he'd freed himself. Harris, if Carver's weighted down with irons, he's got to be close around here somewhere. And he's got to have help to get rid of him. Well, what's the matter?
Clay, it might just be. Oh, confound it, it's got to be.
What has to be?
Amy Hendricks was in Stellings yesterday buying fence cutters. Big ones. Now that I think of it, the Hendricks place is unfenced range.
The deputy's due back here in a couple of minutes. Tell him where I've gone, have him stand by around the office.
Now, there wasn't much doubt in Sheriff Clay Hollister's mind, or mine either. Sam Carver had to be at the Hendricks Ranch. Carver was a tough enough proposition in himself, but there were to be added complications. Not wanting Bruce to know about his uncle, Amy had kept Carver's hideout a secret.
Come on, Bandit. You gotta learn how to walk with a leash, and I can take you into town with me. Come on, Bandit. Don't you ever want to learn nothing? Come on. Bandit! Bandit, come on! Bandit? Bandit, where are you? Bandit! Don't you think you can get away? Bandit? Mom! Mom!
Shut up, it's your uncle.
Mom! Please, let me go! Mom! Mom! Please help me, Mom! Sheriff! Mom! Please, Mom!
he's got bruised.
Stay back. He'd kill you, sister or not.
My brother's sick. He's half out of his head. I've got to get bruised.
Stay here. Let me take care of him. Hello, Sam. Let's you and I talk this over.
No use to talk, Sheriff. You know I'm holding all the cards.
Make you fight a man's fight. Let the boy go.
You want him to stay healthy? Take off your gun belt.
All right, Sam. Just don't hurt that boy.
That's more like it. Now, no tricks, mine. Or the boy gets it. Amy, come in here.
Sam, he's your own nephew.
It's no good. He's already killed 2 men in cold blood. You think he's gonna start acting like the fond uncle now?
Shut up. Amy, fix me some grub in a sack and a canteen of water. Me and Bruce are taking Hollister's horse. Go on.
You can't ride very far. If that leg doesn't get you, I will.
Not with this little insurance policy on the saddle in front of me. If the law comes within gun range of me, the brat dies. Now go on outside. All right, that's far enough. Turn around. Go get the horse. Bring it in. Come on, kid. Bring me that horse. Bring me that horse or I'll kill you.
Don't do it, Roy. You haven't got a chance.
Sam?
Are you all right, son?
Sure, Pop. Bullet went clean through. Nothing busted. How about the other ones?
You won't have to do anything for him.
Let's get him inside.
I'm sorry, Clay. It was my fault. I believed him.
It is thicker, isn't it? But it spills just as easy.
June 27, 1884.
Buy us some breakfast?
Oh, no, thanks. I've had mine. Wait a minute. This might interest you.
There's the story. You want to read it? You helped write it.
Just help me forget about it.
You know, you've got one unhandy quality in a lawman, Clay. Sensitivity. Every time you're forced to kill a man, you're in the dumps for days. You know what you saw was right? These are good. Good sheriff, good suspenders. Gives a citizen a nice, secure feeling.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, July 8, 1885.
There you go, Jimmy.
You figure this is the way to make the trip to Larrabee without us along?
Well, I'm not carrying gold, Wayne, just a court paper.
Worth more than gold to the man who doesn't want to hang. Clay, be careful.
Well, if I run across him, I will be. And while I'm gone, don't you get any holes in your star either.
Here, man. As your father, I got my rights.
Stepfather. Maybe I could put up with you as long as Mother was alive, but I don't have...
If you think you're going to run off like this...
Watch me.
You traveling, Miss Worth?
As far as I can get from him and all I've known here.
I didn't expect this kind of interference from the law.
She's old enough to make her own decisions. Besides, those who know you won't think she's wrong.
All right, Smokey, line them up.
A sheriff often welcomes the chance to get out of town and away from trouble, even if he thinks he could be riding right into it. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. From Tombstone, it was a grinding 2 days' ride to Larrabee, if the coach got through.
Would you say this is a dangerous run to Larrabee, Sheriff?
I never like to make predictions, but the stage is just full of bullet holes, Mr.
Willis, isn't it? You don't seem very concerned.
Well, we're safe enough as far as Dry Creek Station, the other side.
So I heard. I was hoping that was only a rumor.
Not entirely. We pick up a couple of guards at Dry Creek, though. Oh, Miss Worth, if you'd like to take a nap, I'm sure Mr. Clark wouldn't mind moving over.
Forget about me. Leave me be.
You're in a fine mood.
Look, when I want your opinion...
A few weeks in one of those dance halls and you won't recognize yourself. I can see that's what you want.
You make up your mind mighty fast, Mr. Clark. Maybe too fast?
I'd like to agree with the sheriff. The importance of parental guidance.
Look, will everybody please talk about something else?
You should have left her back in Tombstone. That old man of hers is probably right.
What are you, a gunfighter or just learning how?
I've learned well enough to...
Why don't you leave the lady alone, Clark? We've got a long way to go.
I agree with the sheriff. Let's be pleasant with one another. It's a long 2-day ride in this coach, and safe all the way, I hope.
miles roll by, a coach filled with 4 people seems to grow smaller as tempers grow shorter.
All right, Clark.
Well, what was that all about?
I warned you about him, Sheriff.
I just wanted to see how it was with the great Clay Hollister of Tombstone. I don't figure it'd be such a tough job after all.
Clark, what's got into you?
It's like sitting down next to a rattlesnake.
Oh, it's not that bad, Miss Worth. He's just a boy with a lot of curiosity.
Boy.
He'll learn that guns aren't to be played with.
Look, if you think I don't know how...
If he lives that long.
I don't like the look of this country.
Wait till he gets on the other side of Dry Creek.
Well, we're on schedule anyway. There's Silver Gulch.
Sounds like money. Somebody strike it rich at Silver Gulch.
You've got to have a sort of special sense of humor for a lot of things around here. A party of people ran into some Indians years back. Their bones turned sort of silver. Got that name.
Well, what do we got to worry about? We got the great Clay Hollister with us, guns and all. Why, just one look at him and a real bad man at hightail for the hills. Hey, Sheriff?
I hope not. Don't like running after people to bring him back. Takes a lot of time, saddle leather.
Sheriff, I'm a trifle curious about this trip you're making to Larrabee. Not that I know anything about law enforcement, really, but... Well, I did happen to overhear something said to you back in Tombstone about a court paper you're carrying. Something about a murder case.
Well, I see no reason to be mysterious about it since we're all so friendly like this. A man by the name of Rowan's under indictment for killing in Larrabee. He's out on bond. I'm carrying a key ruling from the circuit judge. Matter of life and death. Not mine, I'm pleased to say.
It's very interesting. This Rowan a man you know?
No.
You ever seen him?
No, not even that. I can't recall meeting you, Mr. Clark, in Tombstone.
Just passing through. Not my kind of territory there. But Larrabee might be just the place for folks like me and Miss Worth here.
On an overland trip, passengers get to know each other real well, whether they want to or not.
Well, a girl like you run away from home and all shouldn't be crying.
Whatever gave you that idea?
So you're not crying. You sure don't seem to be very happy about getting out of Tombstone.
I think you're so darn smart.
Well, if there's anything I said...
You think you could bother me, somebody like you?
I guess not. Anyhow, I just want you to know what I said. Well, I'm sorry.
Mr. Clark, if I were you, I wouldn't annoy Miss Worth.
What are you talking about?
It's obvious she doesn't care to talk to you.
Stow it. Stow it.
Oh, I don't think he meant...
Another little family quarrel? Just when I thought we were settling down.
Mr. Clark had impressed me in his own way, of course, of being a really tough sort of man. Now I see he has a gentler side.
Ah, stow it. I was just fooling around a little to pass the time. Well, what are you staring at, lawman? I might as well tell you I don't think I can stay cooped up in here with that high-toned big man look of yours all the way to Larrabee.
Now, Mr. Clark, I didn't mean to start all this.
Why should anything be happening here?
I don't know. Might be a roadblock up there. Take it easy with that gun till we find out.
Yes, if we just keep calm.
Rock slide, Sheriff. Nearly spilled all of us.
You might as well stay inside, Miss Worth. There's not much you can do out here.
I think we can get through now.
All right, Smokey. Driver, I'd like to wash my hands.
I think we can spare a little water.
May I help you, Miss Worth?
Thank you.
The exercise feels good.
Not my kind.
Not bad.
What do you mean, not bad?
Well, if that stump had been a man who knew his business, you'd have had a bullet in you just about the time you made your first move.
That wasn't my best.
No. Now, you're working under a handicap. I don't figure you've killed your first man or done anything really wrong. Yet.
Maybe. When I get me a real big man.
Come on, Sheriff. We've lost enough time.
The night of July 8, 1885.
This is the ladies.
That's mine.
All right.
Drink of your finest whiskey.
Those are the two men that are going to ride our guard?
Never seen that pair before. That two men better be here by morning, Sheriff Hollister.
Yeah.
Hollister? Not Sheriff Clay Hollister, the big man from Tombstone.
Hey, could be. Way out here so far from his protection.
Those two horses out in front are yours.
You asking questions, my boy? Not you anymore, you?
Yeah, deputies either. The sheriff's acting pretty bold, I'd say.
You worked them mighty hard today. Haven't been watered yet.
Is that right? You hear what the sheriff says?
My.
Well, I'll tell you, Sheriff, there ain't much help on the station here. Only the agent. But he's taking care of us. Suppose you take 4 bits and do the job yourself.
Can we share a room, Sheriff? If it's all right with you.
Sure. I'd say they'd make a nice pair, wouldn't you?
Just lovely.
You see any answers up there?
Am I looking for some?
Maybe. You still think you did the right thing in running away from home?
I had no choice. I had to leave.
I left home when I was 13. It's a funny thing about running. Once you start, it's hard to stop.
Do you want to?
To stop?
Yes.
I don't know.
Dinner's ready. If you're hungry.
May I?
Here, I'll help you. And then we all better turn in. We'll be making an early start in the morning.
All right. I thought I might go out and get some air.
Well, don't wander. You still haven't watered your horses.
Horses? I thought you were going to take care of that, Sheriff. Oh, take care of these while you're at it, will you? Nice and neat.
The Sheriff's a fine little housewife, I'd say.
Sorry about those plates. Put them on my bill. Take care of these. And have them gone by sunup. Well, I'll go water their horses.
You fools.
The morning of July 9, 1885. A day's ride from Tombstone. A day's ride to Larrabee lay ahead.
Guards didn't get here. Bushwhacked, you figure?
Maybe. Can't wait now. Too bad. We might need them guards.
Think so?
I got a bad feeling this morning. We've had some mean holdups on this run. No witnesses. Anybody rather I'd get to Larrabee with a dead sheriff instead of a live one?
Could be.
You want to lay over here?
Huh.
Mr. Clark. Allow me to remind you of a couple of things before we head on for Larrabee.
Hurry up, folks. We haven't got all day.
All right, go ahead. Say we're reaching the bad stretch now, Sheriff?
Just about.
So it's just something that we could do.
There is.
What's that?
Relax. Hope for the best.
Jim, I don't understand.
Don't understand what?
The way you were with me last night, I thought...
That was last night.
You can change this way?
Anne, forget it. Forget it.
Is that all you can say?
That's all I can say.
The dusty afternoon wore on. A rambling stage, edgy nerves. 3 hours from Larrabee.
Oh, boy.
What's this?
You're kind of far from Larrabee.
Too far, maybe.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't like the look of things.
Well, you must have been over this run 100 times.
But not with the feeling I got today. And no guards.
What is this, superstition?
Not altogether. Just seen some riders making the Rock Canyon cutoff. Maybe all right. Maybe.
So, other men travel this country?
You sure surprised me, Mr. Willis.
Why so?
Calmer all the time.
Look, Mr. Willis, maybe we better...
You, the gunfighter?
It's up to you, folks. We can turn back now or see what happens if we barrel on through.
Well, my business in Larrabee won't wait. I'm meeting these mining people.
Miss Worth?
It can't make any difference to me now.
You, Mr. Clark?
Run out the string. Don't matter to me.
Well, there's your vote. Larrabee. Miles will tell the story.
Well, it doesn't have to happen. I mean, there's nothing inevitable.
Man gets a feeling.
Being a law officer?
You got it too, Mr. Willis. Stronger than I have for some reason. I'll have to ask if you're armed. How about you?
Well, I've got this little derringer, although I'm not sure what I could do with it in an emergency.
You may find out.
Keep those hands high.
Stay here. No matter what happens, stay right here.
Drop those guns.
You didn't take any chances on this job, did you?
Shut up, law boy. Tell your lady friend to get out.
She's just a girl. She don't matter.
Who says she don't?
He's right. You don't have to bother her.
Oh, this is going to be easier than I thought. Oh, let's keep it nice and clean. We don't want to leave anybody behind that's going to give us any trouble. That means you first of all, law boy. So step out here. Come on. A little further.
I got you two covered. Hold everything right there.
You had to kill him, huh, Willis?
Yes, Sheriff, I did. You see, my name isn't Willis. I haven't really introduced myself. I'm Rowan. A man they'd hang if you got that court paper to Larrabee.
That derringer suddenly grew.
Well, like I said, in an emergency. But I've got one more surprise for you. All right, Clark. Just like I promised. You get your first real big man.
He ain't armed.
Who's ever going to know what happens here?
Rowan, you might not be quite as big, but I'd rather start with you.
Stay just like you are, boy. Not quite sure of yourself. Stay away from killing your first man. You'll turn out just fine. Matter of fact, why don't you two just kind of stay together? That'd make it easier for both of you. Last trip to Larrabee and he knew it. Get around back. Clark, get some luggage rope and tie up our friend from the Dry Creek station.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, may not be much of a killer, but can you drive a stage? We still got to get to Larrabee.
Yes, sir.
Got a surprise for you, Rowan. The decision of the circuit judge. Evidence against Rowan not sufficient for indictment. Now, of course, you've written your own death warrant.
Whistle me up a memory Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.